Lacey's Flash Games is a series of old web game series first released in 2004, advertised to be intended for real girls. The protagonist of the game, Charlie, discovers these games and the disturbing secrets interlaced. One of the creators of the games, Rosso Yanni, disappears under mysterious circumstances, creating a dark rabbit hole of unfortunate events. As Charlie starts playing the games on the web, the other creator of the game, Grace Aesop, introduces the games to the player.
Hey, you made it through! Welcome to the Lacey game site, or whatever is left of it, anyway. Now, Charlie, or never name it. Whatever happens, just remember, you were the one who wanted it, and therefore you can sue me for anything you might see or experience there. Okay? We're signing on it.
The website known as LaceyGames.com has categories of play, where the games can be found, a fan space segment where the fans of the series can submit their drawings, and an About Us page where we learn more about the game characters and the developers. An image shows the picture of two girls, one known as Grace Aesop and another as Rosso Yanni, who happens to be the one going missing. They together form a company known as the Yanni-Asso Games in 2004. Their characters are known as Lacey, a fun-loving girl who loves a good adventure. She can be a bit of an airhead sometimes, but she's very determined and has lots of friends. She really likes fashion and to listen to all her favorite songs on her MP3 player. Jay is a skater girl who is always down to go out with friends. She is cool and is always with some type of wealthy. She also loves rock music and everyone calls her tomboy. Despite having negative connotations, she takes the term with pride. And finally, we have Maisie, known as the Star Girl. She knows about astrology and astronomy. She loves reading books and is really into space and horoscope. Going through the page, Charlie comes across a series of unsettling images with no description or explanation, just labeled as I. Could this somehow mean that it is the self-portrait of Rosso or how she sees herself who has gone missing, who in some way tries to communicate with the readers to understand her situation better? As far as we know, Rosso has gone missing. Could it be possible that this is another video game trope where a person has gone missing, being trapped in a digital world? If so, we can already guess that this painting is a self-portrait of Rosso on how she feels. First game to play is called Lacey's Wardrobe, where we need to dress Lacey up for different events of the day. Lacey, who is the main character of the series of the games, needs to go to picnic in the morning, shopping in the afternoon, and then in the evening, having a date with a guy. While dressing up Lacey for the day, a strange voicemail is heard playing in the background.
Lacey, did you see my text, Lacey? I can wait to meet up, Lacey. I want you. It's time tonight with you, Lacey. Tonight. Bye-bye.
A creepy voice in a gaspy manner whispers, wishing to see the character tonight. The voice sounds to be from an obsessed fan stalking the game characters, and hence two girls designed this game. This creepy person might find the second best option, stalking the creators of the games. Accordingly, the game starts glitching and becoming sinister, with a person poking their head up in the background of the game through a window, staring at the character, Lacey. Heavy breathing sounds are heard in an uncomfortable manner when the game crashes, with the screen going black with a sentence reading that he's going to kill me. Things start to take a dark turn, as if reminiscent of what might have actually happened to the real developer of the game and what she went through leading to her disappearance. The scene shifts to the nighttime, with realistic sounding door knocks being heard. Someone is at the door and hunting Lacey, a real danger. A very obsessed fan or stalker who doesn't even know what he wants to do. All he knows is that he wants to be seen by Lacey and to be close to her. And for the creep, Rosso, the developer of the game, embodies the fictional game character, and there is nothing worse than a delusional stalker who has unrealistic and dangerous fantasies. That's when the telephone starts ringing.
Lacey, I'm here. I'm here. Did you get my gift, Lacey? Did you like it? I'm here. Open the door, my darling. Open the door. Open the fucking door!
The stalker is on the phone. He explains that he is at the door and waits for his darling, Lacey, to join her company. The nervous stalker suddenly devolves into a state of rage and frenzy, with his pleas shifting to angry demands of Lacey opening the door for him. Being threatening and aggressive now, Lacey begs the player to leave her be and not to open the door. The knocks and harassment don't end, with the stalker just outside the door. Despite the repeated pleas of Lacey, the game plays as scripted, with her being predestined to leave the house as she has a date with a guy that she planned previously. As soon as Lacey is taken out, she utters in absolute disbelief and shock what the player has done when we hear unsettling sounds of the creep breathing heavily, with eerie images flashing on the screen, which are presumably the remains of Lacey, or possibly Rosso. Lacey in a horrifying manner moans and cries, with the unbearable sounds coming to a sudden end. This might be the end of suffering for Lacey, but it is far from over for the crazed stalker. The image of the stalker flashes on the screen, with traces of blood trickling on either sides of his mouth. He is smiling in an evil and satisfied manner. He explains what his dark and twisted plans are. He wants to eat the remains of the mangled corpse of Lacey so that they can be together forever, as he truly loves her so much. Only if the stalker wasn't so sick in the head and severely psychotic, knowing what love truly means. This is interrupted by Grace, who explains Rosso was the one who created the dark theme of the games. They seemingly traumatized some kids who played the games, which led to many lawsuits being filed against them. Next minigame to play on the website is Lacey's petshop. She seemingly runs one of the most famous pet shops in town, where people from all over come to buy their little fairy companions. After preparing some pets for some customers, it quickly takes a darker turn when peculiar people visit the shop having strange demands. One asks for a cat to be painted purple, another for a bird to have clothes on, and then eventually the demands become more cruel and deranged. One asks for her hamster to have a very long neck, requiring a set of pliers to extend the neck. Another asks for his bunny to have no ears or limbs, and then an old man requesting a turtle with a big set of teeth to smile back at him. These animals are tortured and hurt, with Lacey clearly looking uncomfortable but going along with their psychotic demands as the game has scripted. The game then takes a surreal turn, with Charlie playing the game inside a hell-like town. There are remains of animals and a skeletal talking cat. She enters a house where we find Lacey trapped inside a cage, where she explains to be where she belongs. She says that the pain is comfortable, as if punishing herself for some sort of guilt. We then move through the house, seeing humanoid pigs eating remains, enjoying their dining. Then eventually going to a bedroom upstairs, the creature climbs out from underneath a bed. The scene changes to a dark room with someone staring out the window. She reminisces on the things she could do if she wasn't trapped in her room. She is representing Lacey, explaining how she really wants to leave, but there's someone under her bed and she doesn't want them to see her. Then subsequently, she talks about how she really wants a cat and how she lost her dog. A dog that was taken away from her, someone who badly wanted to hurt her, who decided to seemingly kill her dog to make her feel pain and misery, all in efforts of wanting Lacey to feel pain. Going to the bathroom, Lacey looks at herself, who has extremely hollow eyes and deep eye bags as if sleep deprived, when it transforms to Rosso reading some sort of a poem on how depressive and miserable her life is.
Into me for years, a flame that eats at my bones again, for it has always been
The game cuts short with Lacey waking up. We find Lacey waking up to a sunrise, thinking it was all nothing but a nightmare. All things seem alright now and happy, but when we look carefully, we can actually see the corpse of someone beneath her bed, confirming that all those horrible things actually happened to her. The game is interrupted with Grace talking again, congratulating Charlie for finishing the game, being surprised. She explains it is all Rosso who made these games, narrowly slipping the truth that she was involved, but quickly doing damage control and retracting what she just was about to say, that it was only Rosso making these trauma dumps of games. She instructs us to play another game called Love Meter. As this web flash game was made a long time ago and not maintained for a long time, it's extremely glitchy and requires some code breaking. Playing the last game again, we see a distorted Rosso saying the codes are Lacey and Uncle. As we input them in the Love Meter game, the game crashes with disturbing and heavily distorted images of Rosso showing up. It's very bizarre why the codes needed in the Love Meter game are Uncle and Lacey. Could this insinuate that the person who was stalking and tormenting Lacey was her own uncle? Someone who had an inappropriate obsession with her? Throughout the game, we also learned Lacey in fact represents Rosso, one of the developers of these web games. She was the one who was afraid to leave her room, having her puppy taken away from her, just so that she can be hurt. There's some sort of a secret Grace is hiding as well, not being fully honest with us. It's not clear what her involvement with Rosso's disappearance was, and if she had a hand in it all. Either way, this is the end for this video, with the full release scheduled to come out soon, where we learn more about the twisted secrets in this game. It's been your host Star, thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.